Hi there, it's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Have you ever wondered how many words the average person speaks in a day? Well, the research suggests that for a woman it's about 16,000 words and for a man it's about 15,000 words. Now, what's curious to me is there's no research, of course, on how many of those words that are spoken are actually heard by the person who is intended to be the recipient of those words. And research on that would be interesting because the challenge for us as humans is often there's a lot of talk, but there's not a lot of listening. And we can be far more focused on what we've got to say than what the person beside us or in front of us has to say. And yet we all know that listening is crucial to building relationships, long-term, sustainable, healthy relationships. Because everybody wants to feel heard. Everybody wants to feel like they matter. And when you're able to hear a point of view, particularly a point of view that you may not agree with, it shows that you're open-minded, it shows that you're willing to listen to different ideas, and that's good for you as a leader. Now, being heard, for the person to feel like they've been heard, there's a number of things that you need to do. And firstly, you need to be fully present. Because when you're fully present, you're focused on what the person in front of you needs, not just what you need. But you are aware of how you're feeling through the conversation and what might be working for you and what might not be working for you, and what you need to do to get yourself best placed to be able to be receptive and open to what's going on. It also means that you're genuinely interested, you're curious, you'll ask questions, you'll focus on what they're saying, you'll wonder about things, you'll poke, you'll prod, but you'll do it in a way that is supportive and constructive. You'll also listen empathetically and with compassion. Now, none of this, of course, is easy. And if I go back to my days when I was working in corporate, I had this horrible habit, particularly when I was busy. If a person would come to my desk and I was working on an email or if I was working on writing a report, I'd look at them, I'd talk, but I'd often keep typing. And all that said to the person who was standing in front of me was that they didn't matter to me. And in contrast, I had a lady who worked for me and she had this amazing habit, a brilliant habit. And what she would do, and it was a habit which I then stole, what she would do though is when people would come to her desk, she'd stand up. She'd stand up, look at them and focus on them. And what she was saying every time she did that, you matter to me and I'm here to listen to what you have to say. Now, we all know that listening can be hard. So here's a few hacks that you might find useful. Firstly, just as I gave with the example before, if someone approaches you, comes to your desk, stand up so that you can be eye to eye to them and you can listen to them. Schedule important conversations at that time of the day when you know you're going to be the most focused, the most present, and the most alert. Turn off all distractions. So that means turn the email off, turn the phone off, whatever it is that is going to distract you from the conversation that is happening right here, right now, that matters to you. Also, watch how you're reacting through the conversation and watch how you're feeling, because that's going to tell you whether you're in the best space to be receptive, to be listening, and to be questioning what's going on. And also be really conscious of what the other person needs out of the conversation. Now, if you're a regular watcher of these videos, you'll know that one of my favorite people to quote is Stephen Covey. And Stephen Covey said, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. So the question for you is, what would you need to do differently so you focus on the listening and the understanding, not just on your replying? I'll see you next week. Take care.